Welcome back to Shedtune, and I'm back in the garage, and today we got a problem with 83. Clearly we have a painting professional. So the problem with 83 is when I ride it, the steering gets tighter, almost as if there's something wrong with the bearings. So as you can see, I've jacked it up, and as far as I know, that's pretty free. What do we think? So I checked the tyre pressure, I've checked all the wheel nuts, the hub bearings and everything on the front that could possibly be causing it to tighten after riding when it gets warm. I've checked the brake caliper to make sure that's free, and everything seems to be free. The only thing we've changed, we put a different horn cover on, so I need to check at the top to make sure that for some weird reason the cables aren't rubbing or moving at a certain time. Otherwise means we've got to strip the forks out and replace all the bearings, which is a pretty big job. So as I said, if you've got to strip the bearings out, it is a big job, because you've got to take the whole of the headset off, release all the cables so that this can all come off to get to the lock nuts on here, and it ain't a job for the faint-hearted. So if you're not very good with mechanics, the best thing to do if you've got an issue like that, take it to a scooter shop or someone who knows what they're doing. So the old trick to check your steering bearings used to be putting it on its centre stand, putting a brick under one side, trying to balance the steering straight, and then it should just drop to one side. Or if it didn't, then you knew they were too tight. However, mine has been like this for quite a while. Never had any handling issues, but I did notice it being a bit weird the other day. Could just be me, but I'm pretty sure it's not. So we need to investigate. So first jobs first, I think we'll take the horn cover off and just check all the cables and the routing and see if there's anything untoward there. Here's a little tip for you that I use. Wherever you're taking nuts and bolts out of, get yourself a little tray, put all your nuts and bolts in there, and then you won't lose them. And then if I'm doing this section, I'll leave a tray here. If I'm doing the forks or somewhere else on there, I'll leave a tray there, and that way you know which bolts come out of which section. Right, so to take my horn cover off, I'm going to do that, and that, and it should come off, and then we'll be able to see all the cables and various other bits of wires. There we go, that's the bolts undone. Let's jiggle this off. There we go. Okay, so let's have a look. Okay, well, that's not good, is it? Because that was getting trapped behind there. Okay. And everything seems to be okay and moving in the right way. The only thing I could see was that front brake cable was trapped there. That might be somewhere nothing. Right, while it's apart, we'll give it a clean. So what we're looking at is in here. I don't know if you can, how well you can see that, but there's two bits here that tighten down on each other. And what happens is they either rattle loose and you've got play in your top bearing, or in my case I'm wondering if somehow it started to slightly tighten up. So I've got a choice. I could try and tap that round without moving anything, then road test it and see, which is probably the easiest option. Or I could literally strip everything out and make sure all the bearings are good before replacing them. So what I'm going to do is I've got myself a small punch and the Lambretta favourite tool, a hammer, and I'm just going to give the top collar a tap around to see if it's come loose or whether it's still tight. If it's pretty loose, then I'm guessing that's going to be our problem, and we'll have to take, well, this off to get the special tools in to tighten it. So this here is the top ring, and it's got a groove in it for a special tool, and then this is the bottom one. Bearings are under here, and there's a locking ring in between. And what happens, I don't know if you can see that in there, is that locks down onto the bearings, and that one there locks down onto the top of it, and it should keep it in place and not move. I've just tried tapping it round and it's pretty solid, it's locked in place, so it's definitely not come loose. I'm wondering whether we give it a ride like this and try it before we strip it out. Right, that's the test ride done, and the good news is it isn't doing it with the horn cover off, so I haven't got to strip it down. What I think's happened is that where this split is on the bottom gasket is the front brake hose is getting caught in it, so I'm going to trim that and fix it, and that way I don't have to strip all the bearings out. Hooray! Right, that's going to be it for this one. Thanks very, very much for watching. Give it a like, a subscribe. If you want to see any other how-to videos, or you actually want me to see me pulling the forks out of another scooter and redoing the bearings, then just drop some comments below. Right, see you soon. Bye.